What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the show. My name is Larry, and this I like to call Let's Open Some Toys. Yeah, if you've noticed, if you follow me on Instagram and stuff, I've been kind of trying to change up my branding a little bit. And using the Google AI Nano Banana 2 on the Google thing is how I made a lot of this stuff. Now, these probably aren't going to be permanent. I do kind of want a more professional one, but this will do for now. Yeah, I quite enjoy, what I've come up with using some photos and stuff to make the logo here and that you see up in the corner. And actually, you know what? I'm going to bring this up real fast. You can still hear me. This new little backdrop here. Kind of using all this, like I said, I used Nano Banana 2 on the Google to make all that. So, it's been really hard for me to kind of get into that and actually do stuff of that nature on my own. Mostly because I have no idea how to use Photoshop. I don't have Photoshop currently, and I have not used any kind of art program like that since middle school. So. Anyhow, let's take a look at say hi to the chat. We have Jersey Shore Juggernaut in the geeky world of the one called Larry. Larry opens some toys as Trish, the chaotic one, safeguards the chat. We love that. I appreciate that a lot, Jersey. I love the little thing here. Trish also is in the chat. She's watching. She says that is the most epic theatrical monologue in the chat I have ever seen. Of course, and Mr. Ryan Clark is here. What's up, Mr. Ryan Clark? How you doing there, my friend? Hope everything is going good for you. And Chaos says, I'm still here. I know you're here. All right. Everyone's saying hi to everyone. Again, my name is Larry. Welcome to my geeky world. And as the title suggests, we are going to open up some new Mythic Legions figures. A few from the Rising Sun Wave that just hit their retail date, which was Wednesday. And I picked them up at my favorite new shop over in Fairfield, Ohio, the toy department. And they were selling out quickly of the that extra dwarf head. And the weapons packs. All the weapon packs are gone. They're out of stock on those. They're out of stock of those the extra dwarf head. But as of last time I checked on their Instagram, they still have some Bodvars and Uumbras and everyone else. I didn't pick up everything, unfortunately. I did do some more trade-ins. I didn't want to spend, over that much over what I traded in to be able to pick a lot of this up. So I only picked up 5 items. And today we're going to open up 3 of those items. I did pick up, well, I'll let you know which ones I picked up. I picked up Uumbra. I picked up the new Skapular. Obviously, the new Attlus. I'm sorry, not Attlus. Attlus. I always get these two confused because Attila's over there next to Gorgo. And so, yeah. And Mr. Ryan Clark just popped in the chat that he should be getting Neve next week, which is great because, should I save my Neve for next week? You can come on the show. I'll save her for next week. We can do it. We can open her up, and I can just open up Attlus and Bodvar tonight. Because I was going to open up those 3, but if you want, I can save Neve, Neve? Not a bad idea. Yeah. So yeah. And you're waiting on Bodvar. Well, I'm going to open up Bodvar tonight. So I think we're all in luck though, since ours weren't the all ends. Like a lot of people were having troubles with the all end. Yes, dear.
Well, if you need a substitute, you can open this one.
I am. Hear me. Maybe you sure you don't want to open this with me on another show?
No, we're gonna do the Godzillas.
Or is that all mean you're gonna do?
Yeah, we're gonna open up all my Godzillas.
Well, she says if I needed a replacement, I guess we'll open up her instead of Neve. So she's not a rising sun, but we'll do her last. But we'll save Neve, Uumbra, and Skapular The Cryptbreaker for next week. And we got a new person in the chat. We got Gabriel. What's up? How's it going? How you doing tonight? I hope everyone had a fantastic week. I have been on vacation. I have been on vacation this week. It was me and Chaos's anniversary. 13 years ago is when we first had our first physical date, when we first met. Because we were online chatting, met through like a Facebook dating app many, over 13 years ago. But our first actual date, like meeting up, was on the 16th, the day before St. Patrick's Day. So yay, it was fun. We went out. We went out to eat and stuff. We were going to go see a movie. We ended up deciding against that. Obviously we went out Wednesday to go to the toy department. We traded in some stuff. We picked up some stuff. She got some more Monster in her pocket card. Monster in my pocket card. I keep saying in her pocket. They're not in her pocket. Cards. And yes, I'm drinking coffee tonight, which is odd. I don't typically drink coffee this late, but I was kind of tired. I've been up kind of early for a Saturday. But yeah. Yeah, the day right on 3/16. Yeah. That was our anniversary. That is talking about this one here. That's who it is. No, I have her Grace Wraith Healer. Yeah, she's over there right next to the vampire. You can't really see her. She's next to Valak. I need to rearrange them. I'm trying to go through and rearrange all those. So I'm working on it because I got one more day off technically from my vacation because it's Sunday and we don't work Sundays. So yeah, but I gotta go back out to work on Monday. My next vacation ain't until middle of May. At some point. I can't remember exactly the date at this very moment. But yeah, but before we get into the unboxings, I'm like got notifications popping on my phone. I do want to bring up updates on the. Go ahead and bring this up. I want to bring up updates on the Kickstarters that are going on that we're all following and that a lot of us have backed. So let's go ahead and bring that up on the stage. And here we have the Mythic Legions RPG, currently sitting at $888,907 currently at over 2,200, almost 2,300 backers. And they have made some updates today. Like today, this was posted. I believe it was today. Yes. Bring that up here. That the Mythic Monster Builder and Rix the Skeleton Thief, I can't talk, now available as pledge items. So if you were not wanting to get the whole game and these figures unlocked, it's like, hey, I really want it, but I don't want to do it as an add-on. Now that's all you want it. You can just pledge for one of the one of the monster group. What's it called again? The Monster Builder set figure, or you can get Rex. You start that as your pledge now. And also they had announced, which I need to get to that one if it will let me. There we go. They had also showed off yesterday. There we go. The villainous paladin and cleric was finally revealed. Chaos just popped in the studio so she can watch all of the chat. Because I haven't done this in a while, but I am streaming both horizontally and vertically. So try to get more eyeballs on the channel and see what goes on. So if you do not see someone's chat in it, it's probably because you're on either one or the other. Most people seem to be on the horizontal as opposed to the vertical. So if you want to hop onto that one, that's great. If not, you don't want to, or you just stay in the one you want to be in and just hang out there. Feel free to say hi. I try to keep an eye on the chat as much as humanly possible. But back to the Mythic Legions RPG, this villainous paladin cleric, you have to make technically 3 different figures. And I want to say I didn't read the whole description, but it looks like our first dark elf in the line, which is pretty awesome. Mr. Ryan Clark says, I'm probably going to wait until the figs hit retail. Gotta save room for the in-stock sale in April. Hey, man, I don't blame you. I've actually lowered my pledge a little bit because I had a whole bunch of extras added to this because I was going to get the base ones. So I can get 2 of every figure of the heroic ones. I added a whole bunch of extra ones. I eventually went in and I took away all the extras opposed to the ones the normal add-ons like bricks, the monster builder set, and all that. Trish, you're using my stuff in the chat, so you may want to make sure you got yourself logged in for the chat on there, opposed to using me because she's typing in under my name currently because she's trying to keep eye on both the chats. It's really hard to do under the normal YouTube when I have it on both when she's just in the chat logged in. So yeah, but like I said, I don't blame you, man. Got a couple other people just hopped in. Ellen, what's up? How's it going? Hope you're doing fantastic tonight. And Tango, what's up? How y'all doing? Thank you all for those who have voted in that post that I put on Instagram about the different logos. Maybe I'll bring that up later and we'll go over that too. Some of the other AI generated logos that I was thinking of besides the one that's currently on this thing, which is currently the winner, by the way. But it's also currently my favorite. So Marissa Ryan says hello to the other chat. You know what? Hang on. Let me go ahead and fix it so everyone can see it on the screen in case anyone else doesn't see. That's what everybody is at. So like I said, on the post on my Instagram, though, I will actually probably bring that up a little bit later about that whole thing. But I kind of just want to talk about these Kickstarters, what they're going through right now before I start opening. Johnny's here. What's up, Johnny? Haven't seen you in a bit, brother. Glad to see you here. So you see all the pieces he comes with. Yeah, it looks like he has a soft goods tunic like the heroic paladin cleric, plus 2 additional heads and a helmet. But I always love another vampire head, a bunch of weapons and stuff, which is really cool. And another thing they announced this week, if it will load. Hello from the other side. Yeah, I mean, they got some cool paint jobs and all their stuff. They like to use a lot of kind of nice metallics and stuff on their things. One of the maps for one of the locations, for one of the stories, or in one of the game campaigns. So you get a whole view of this city here. I can't zoom in on here because I'm not able. Larry sounds just like Adele. I do not. Hello. Saying I have a feminine voice. What is this? Okay. I don't know how that got on there. I don't know why Trish is trying to add herself to the stage, but there's black screen. Odd. She's muted herself though, but I got that fixed. So we got a nice look at Mercurius. Yes.
So it's because I can't figure out how to get it off of your chat thing. It does not give me the option on my side to change that. Even though it shows me as chaos to the fly, it won't let me switch the chat thing. So I don't know.
That's interesting.
That's why I've got both my phone and that going.
Well, I guess you could just be on the YouTube, logged in on both ends, one on your phone, one on your laptop, to keep an eye on the chat on both ends. So
the only way I'm going to be able to do anything about it is through my account. So
yeah, or you have two windows up on your laptop, one on the vertical, one on the horizontal.
I don't know. I'll figure it out sooner or later.
Yeah.
But that would just be pushing buttons, trying to learn everything.
I know you're kidding around. I cannot pronounce anything though, but that's cool. We got a nice, cool look at this fantasy map. Chaos needs a chair in the room unless she's trying to get her steps in. This is a small house. You ain't going to get a lot of steps coming back and forth to the living room. It's not a whole lot. But there was something else they had announced this week, and I was thinking it was going to be this one, but maybe it's this one. Oh, introducing the lore master profession. That's going to be in their core rule book. They have all this information here for that. So it's pretty much a knowledge-based character. That's like an accessory for the teas that they were giving for that. I don't want to go totally into this, but definitely if you're backing this or you want to back this, definitely check out these updates. Hopefully you're keeping up on all this stuff. Also, so that's the one Kickstarter. The next one that's also already going on right now is Cryptoids War for the Green Planet action figures, which, backed in less than 2 days. Currently sitting at $208,934. $208,934 at 1,058 backers with 28 days left to go. And, they've finally got the Squonk and Jackalope unlocked to add in, which I did finally add that. Let's see, what are updates they put up? Yep, Squawk and Jackalope, which is a couple of the ones Trish really wanted to get. So we got all that. They're going to be $25 a piece. Want both, snag a pair, and save. See, now I need to go back in because I didn't see there was a different one for both of them. So I may have to remanage my pledge on that to see if I can't save that extra $5. So that is going to be cool. So if you're into the cryptics, the cryptoids here, I'm going in for the main 4 heroes plus the Squonk and the Jackalope, and that's it. I don't have any use for the lizard men or the I could find use, but I'm trying to save somewhere on all that. But yeah, so there's another one that's coming out soon. I don't know if there's any other updates besides that for this week. Yeah, this one was project that they love, stretch goal alerts, how close they were at the time. So yeah. And of course, the one that was supposed to launch this past week on originally was going to launch on St. Patrick's Day, but didn't. Was pushed back a week. So this will launch next week. Is Ashen Oath, which again, Brian Burke. Hopefully I'm getting that name right. Oh God, I feel bad. No, yeah, Brian Burke right there. I knew it was right. With this dark fantasy, highly articulated 1/12 scale action figure line designed for collectors who love lore, quality, and posability. These things looked amazing at Legions Con, but again, they just changed when they're going to launch. Chaos keeps popping up in on here for something. But yeah, so they got posters they announced. They were almost at 900, or where are they at? Does it say on here how many followers they got? Yeah, almost. They're 2 away from 900 followers on here. They got posters coming. They also got, let's see, that was just an update on that. How far they were. Where is the update on the date? Because I want to say it's now supposed to be on the 24th, I believe. Yes, on March 24th. So coming soon on this coming Tuesday, this will launch. So hopefully we'll see some more information on price. What these are all going to be like. Exactly all the other two other figures they were going to put in with this. That's the whole reason why they pushed this back, because they got some new items they're adding. So yeah, it's going to be cool to finally see this one come up. That's another thing I want to put my money on and try to get. I want to try to get the base set of figures on that, at least, or maybe at least a couple if I can. I have to keep readjusting on the other Kickstarters, so I don't like overextend myself, right? And of course, lastly, the last Kickstarter I'm currently very excited for is Tide Realm Corsairs Fantasy Pirate action figures from Quade Owen. Oh God, I can't even talk today. I feel a little congested, which is odd because it's like 74 as a high today here in northern Kentucky. So finally spring is here. I'm so happy for it. So these guys, I've been very excited to see. I got to see the prototypes, Paint Masters at Legions Con as well. Quade and his wife are very kind people, very fun to talk to. We spent a good amount of time chatting with them. So it was just a very, very good time. And that will launch on May 1st. So we got a bit of time left for this. We got over a month before that one launches, so I can get myself recalibrated. I should hopefully start getting some overtime then, if I'm lucky. Which also, depending if they do what they say they're going to do, my hours may change. So who knows? We'll see. We'll see how that works out. And maybe because I might have to work a bunch of Saturdays, and there might be Saturdays I won't be doing a show because I might be too tired, or I might just do it anyway. So, So, guys, which one of these are you all looking more forward to? Because we obviously already have 2 that's launched. One's going to launch here in the next few days. We got like over a month for Tide Realm. What are you all more excited for? Me, I'm just super excited for all of them because anything new from a new company is great. I love seeing growth. I love seeing new ideas, and just feel just a lot more imagination going into this. So, okay, so let's go ahead and remove this off the screen. We are now almost we're 23, 24 minutes in. Anyway, so what are we doing? All right, we are unboxing. I keep wanting to say Attila. It is Attlus. Part of one of the main guys people have been so excited for and loving. And again, like I said, I picked this up from the toy department over in Fairfield. He was $50. If I was already collecting when it went up for pre-order, I probably would have done the whole all-in wave. I'm kind of glad I didn't because of the QC issues with the bear in those all-in waves. So apparently all the single ones have been fine. Tango says Pirates, and I picked up my first skeleton Mythic Legions today. Oh, what'd you pick up? Did you pick up the Graveyard Skeleton 4-pack? Or did you get? Because the only ones I have is the Skeleton Graveyard Skeleton 4-pack. I got War Tour the Mad, the single release. I can't remember the blue glow-in-the-dark guy. I can't remember his name because there's another version of him that's a white glow-in-the-dark, or technically green glow-in-the-dark. But yeah, so we got, keep wanting to say Attila. Attlus, the Conqueror 2, which just in the box looks amazing. I mean, but yeah, he's badass looking. And of course, the thing everyone's been wanting to get their hands on, Bodvar. This thing is hefty. This thing got some weight. Let me tell you. But let's go ahead. I'm going to read. I'm going to try to read this as epically as I can, or eloquently, for a guy who has trouble. Just a Skeleton Legion builder. I got a Silver Knight. Oh, that's cool. Awesome. I love it. Let me bring this back. Let me shrink that back up. There we go. That's what I want to see. Well, that's cool, man. I haven't gotten any Skeleton Legion builders. They have a bunch of them over at the toy department. And I just haven't. I was going to pick up a few different, like, older figures while I was there. But since these were new and I didn't get as much for my trade in this go round, probably because I got rid of all my more valuable stuff for the most part. I'm going to try to read this. I'm going to pull this out of here so I don't have all this glare. Of course, I remember every time you take out a Mythic Legions or a Cosmic Legions figure from the Four Horsemen, you get this little thing to tell you to make sure you warm up your action figure. Yeah. So make sure you always warm up your figures when it comes to these lines. I do not have my hairdryer out for this yet. Chaos says, need more skeletons. What's up, Corey and Trevor Store? How's it going? I appreciate the Trailer Park Boys reference in the other chat. Is that what that is? That's why I didn't want to bring it up, because I've not watched any of the Trailer Park Boys. I know I'm just so behind on everything. All right, so on his little bio card thing that's on every Mythic Legions figure, once the rightful heir to the throne of Leandor, it has been decades since Attlus Leasor disappeared from the kingdom of his birth. During his years away, he has been a prisoner, a gladiator, a hermit, a husband, a conqueror, and a reluctant leader. Known as the Noble Bear, Attlus returns to Leandor with an army of misfits and outcasts by his side. The house of the Noble Bear has come to lend their strength to the fight against the evils threatening the realm. But with the Second Great War looming, Attlus will face more than just the legions of dark. He must come to terms with his past if he has any hope of winning the battle before him. So yeah, I don't know how well that sounded. I hope that sounded okay. Mr. Ron Clark, I am Canadian. I was legally obligated to watch it. Are you legally obligated to watch Letterkenny and Shorzy? Because I love those two. Those are great. Jersey Sword Juggernaut. The other chat is the Rick Mofo County Pub chat. She said I did fine. And to be fair. But yeah, I think I might want to try to do some more of those kind of dramatic narratizations more often. I don't know. It depends on how people like it. Shorzy is great. I haven't gotten to watch the newest season though, because I don't have Hulu anymore. Actually, I don't even know if it's on Hulu anymore. I need to find it and actually watch it because Shorzy is awesome. I didn't think I was gonna love those shows. Those shows are just great. All right, so here we go into the thick of it. We have the black tray of Attlus here. We got this cool left pauldron here with the bear on it. I love that. Look at that. That thing looks amazing. See, says the new season is so good, way better than last season. Last season was odd because it wasn't during like any kind of like hockey season, like it was like during the off season, which is odd since the last few seasons before that weren't. So I did kind of find that interesting. But that show is so good though. It's so good. All right, so we got his holder. We got this little bag of his little cape here, which I need to figure out how that's gonna work. I love the two-tone fur. I love the gray and then the brown. So soft. It's so soft. Oh, it's nice. I'll figure out how that goes on in a bit. We got this tremendous looking battle axe with all this wonderful detail on it. Very Nordic or Norse. My camera's actually doing way better today. I did update the software. So it seems to be focusing a lot better. But now since I've said that, it's probably going to go get all janky on me later. We also got a bunch of hands and this little gold button here, which I believe is supposed to replace the bear head if you choose not to have that, because you can pop that off, I believe. Yes, it will just pop right off like so. So if you don't want to use the bear one, you just want to use the standard little nib, you can do so there. But I love that. Looks that axe though. Yeah, that axe though. I mean, I thought I liked the new axe for Oso, but this thing, this is very He-Man, by the way. This is like very Masters of the Universe, in my opinion. Like this, I could put this in my Masterverse He-Man, and I think in his hand that 40th anniversary one, and I think it would look fantastic with. Actually, it might look fantastic with the movie He-Man figure too. But I'm not going to take all these hands out. But, we got a couple open hands. We got a pair of fists, lateral hinge gripping hands. We got a kind of a clawing kind of hands, which are odd. But, yeah, he's got probably some of the most hands than any other character or figure we've gotten so far. All right. Mr. Ryan Clark. So we got, it says, Jersey Shore says, looks magnificent. Says, I love me a good battle axe. Johnny, speaking of the Masters of the Universe, what did you think of the trailer a while back? I can't remember if I talked about it on live or not. I think I may have, but I think it looks amazing. It looks like it's going to be fun. It's going to be funny. I'm actually kind of expecting it to set on the lines of kind of being borderline kind of goofy. I mean, it's not going to be like the toy come to life thing like the Barbie movie was. Because they're kind of really playing into that world that she, is a doll, and that whole thing. Here we go. We got Attlus here. You got his cool sword sheath here wrapped in the plastic that is chained. So if you're not aware, they did actually chain these, a little chain ring to the belts. So be careful if you get him. They've been warning this since these guys have come out about being careful because you can end up ripping that off. Get rid of that. Get rid of that twist tie. Let's see if I can't get this plastic off of here. I figured out how they got it on here. I think I see how it was put on, but then I don't. It doesn't look like that's how it works. So I don't want to just rip into it. There it is. There's the seal. I knew it was there somewhere. But yeah, the new Masters of the Universe movie trailer looks fun. We are definitely going to go check it out when it comes out in May. You can see now it's all like kind of twisted up and facing the wrong direction. I need you to face the other way, please. Okay. I'll get it fixed here eventually, but there you go. I'm looking very for. Trish keeps popping up. Do you want to be on screen, Trish? Because you don't have a camera on. I think she's trying something and she's not having any luck on it. It's like, yep, and no. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and bring the elephant in the room about some issues people were having with this guy. Noticeably, the left arm seems to be shorter than the right arm. We were talking about this with some other customers over at the toy department, discussing it. Some long time Mythic Legions collectors, and I was kind of coming up with kind of ideas of why, like maybe he's lifting his arm more on the highly armored side, so it just looks shorter, type of deal. But you would think the weight would be so much it would make it longer instead. I mean, obviously this arm goes further or closer to the body than the other one. So, man, I don't know. Maybe I'll take it apart later. I'm sure Curtis has already, from Art by Ackerman, probably has already done a teardown. I don't remember. He does so many. So he may have already done one. But take a close look at Attlus here. Very beautiful paint. Though, if I can get it to focus. There we go. A little bit. It had it, and then it lost it. But yeah. I love the metallic green here on the belt buckle. He's got the furry underoos, furry loincloth around him. I love the detail all over this belt with the little sash here. And he's such an amazing looking figure. And someone said, yeah, his hair is on a little thing here, so you can kind of have the ponytail here swaying, blowing in the wind. But he looks awesome. I love that armor boot with that lion. Anything with the lion, or is that the lion? Yes, that is a lion. It is not a bear. To show his past, being the former heir of Leodor. Lindor? Am I pronouncing it right? Yes, Patricia.
So just ignore me popping in and out because that's me doing the troubleshooting through Google.
Okay.
Yeah. So at this point, it's saying that I'm going to need new permission from you in order to do that. Because when I go into my studio, it shows up with my screen.
Okay.
But when I go into yours, it's yours.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay. But yeah. Back here, you got more pouches. And again, it wants to focus on me and not on him. Yeah, very nicely painted all the way around. I love the asymmetrical kind of look. It's very, very nice. Love the fur boot. So yeah, very cool looking guy, looking figure. I'm dropping his other accessories, unfortunately. Sit him down. Getting a little warm in here. I don't have the AC on currently. But he has a few extra weapons. We do have the sword that goes into that lovely sheath or scabbard. very Roman style, very, obviously gladiator. And that will just slide, obviously, into that, like so. A nice fit. I will have to figure a way to rearrange that to where it's not hanging in that direction. I don't know if that was on purpose or not. But maybe it was. I don't know. That's kind of driving me a little crazy how that sits. But I'll fix it. I'll figure a way. I don't think it should be hanging backwards where anyone can just take it from his hind there. We have this very large sword, which we've had with other figures. I believe Vitus has the same sword, and I think one of the vampire guys I have has this sword. And we have this nice little dagger here, which strangely, there it goes. It was a little bit stuck there. Nice little dagger and its little scabbard, which will just slide into one of these pockets. Probably this one right here, since it seems to be the only pocket that makes any sense for it. So it's kind of very well designed for all that. So you can obviously put this big sword back here if you so choose, or you can stow the axe there, or you can store the axe here. It depends on what you want to do with it. But my thing is figuring out how to put that cape onto Attlus. I'm sure I'll find videos. I'm sure everyone else has already done it. Now we have this awesome gladiatorial helmet with the noble bear on the top there, and the blue fringe. Very Roman gladiatorial style, banged up, dinged up. Very nice weathering on it. And again, it's not surprising because Four Horsemen does amazing work and are very detail oriented. But I want to say I need to figure out how this goes because it's going to drive me nuts until I do. Because I can't connect here. But one part's supposed to go, I think, around the bear part. And I guess the other one, does it just go around the arm? Is that what it does? If I had to guess, it kind of goes like this. Okay, see, I'll have to check out the Dork Lair video later, but I think this one side is supposed to go around the peg. I could be mistaken. And then this, which, no, that can't be right. That can't be right at all. Let's just have it the wrong direction. And then this would maybe like this. And this goes around the bear piece. Right? Like around that. That makes more sense. And then plug that there. I would think it goes something like that. I mean, that makes the most sense to me, right? I mean, I could be wrong, and I probably am, but that's what looks the most correct. And again, they don't seem to have a lot of artwork depicting it. Yeah, that looks about right according to that. If I had to guess. I think it covers the pauldron, which sucks. Yeah, I think it's supposed to kind of go over it like that on that end. So it covers it a little bit. Because I was thinking it was supposed to cover up the other part, but it's not that big, on this end here. So it's not covering much. If anything, it's just going to cover this part. So I think that's how it works. Which is great because then I don't have to take the arm off. There we go. Yeah. That actually seems about right. This ring, how this thing is ringed on here. It's going to drive me nuts. And see, I just knocked the little bear thing off. Okay. But yeah, actually, I think that's about right. So yeah, it doesn't cover it too bad. If that is the correct way, I believe it's supposed to go on. Plugged into the back. Yeah. Going to turn that to even that out a bit. Yeah. But I think that's about right. I'll have to double check. But it only covers like part of his back, obviously. But it is also wired, but I have a wire sticking out of it. Kind of, I just in a spot. Not very, doesn't make me really happy. So I have to find a way of fixing that. I think I just did. Yay. Okay. But there's that is. Nice bear pelt on him. I want to say that's exactly how it's supposed to go on, but I could be mistaken. But all in all, I really enjoy this figure. I love the detail of the scar on his face. I have to go and look up all the extra information on him because I am still not versed in all the lore for every character and the entire story. I'm so behind. So, who is not on the YouTube chat? That's my curiosity. Because I'm not seeing anyone that's not on here. Well, at least that I can tell. Because I have both chats, I should be able to see. So there is Attlus. I almost called him Attila again. An amazing looking figure. I am going to rearrange all those guys because I'm going to try to have every faction in their own little spot. And get him to stand correctly. And with all of his other weapons, doohickeys, and whatnots. That I just sit him down. But yes, next. We got the big boy here. We got Bodvar? Bodvar. This majestic, mountable beast, which I still want to see because you can get him in some really cool poses. I really want to see someone make him a Yogi Bear hat and a collar with a necktie. I don't remember. Did he have cuffs too? I haven't watched Yogi Bear in like a good minute. But I want to see him dressed like Yogi Bear. And I believe Josh Brown is working on getting a owl bear head made for this body. So at least that's what he put a poll up or something about. I think a week or so ago on his Instagram. So yeah. But anyway, this guy. And okay, let me try to read this because it's not like I can just peel this off of here. So Bodvar. Okay. Yeah, and by the way, he was $120. So yeah, he's the most expensive one out of all of them. So it's like, do I really want the bear right now? Or do I want to get the other couple figures? I decided the bear was more important. So he does not. I don't know what you're talking about. But I still want to know who Jersey's talking about that's not on the YouTube chat. Damn. Yeah, he's huge. All right, so let's see if I can't read this. My eyes are focused here. Yes, dear.
I removed a chat from the Trailer Park Boys because they were talking about being shirtless and wanting you to come drink with them.
Yeah, I saw that, but that was apparently a line from the Trailer Park Boys. I mean, I don't know what to tell you on that one. That's why
I didn't know it was a line until after the fact, but
yeah, well, it was on there for a minute. Okay, so Trish, you can blame her for taking that chat off. Yep. Okay, so let me try to read this. Okay. In the days before the house of the noble bear marched from the... God, geez, I can't read any of this for some odd reason. It's really kind of odd spacing. Okay, I think I got it now. In the days before the house of the noble bear marched from the colds of Morgan. See, this is when I have trouble. Is when I try to read these things. Oh, you're saying that to Tango. He wasn't in the chat. He was a while ago, but I haven't seen him chat that much. And no, see, I see the one. Trish says she removed that, but it's still on here on my end, so I don't know unless it was on the other side. But yeah, he didn't post anything since 8:25, so it's been about a half an hour since he's See, there he is. Says he's here. There he is. Okay, this is gonna be too hard for me to read because of my pronunciation skills. But if you're so inclined, you can pause this a little bit later in the replay if you can even make sense of it, because it kind of looks like chicken scratch unless it wants to focus. And y'all can pause that. Or you can go to, I'm sure it's over on sourcehorseman.com, all this information on this figure. Let's just go ahead and crack him open and take a look at this behemoth of a bear. Because me reading that's going to, just give me more anxiety than anything. Oh, okay. So obviously, Bodvar does not have a lot of extra accessories. He does have one extra massive growling head and another pair of paws. Plus, I believe you can take the saddle and all that off. But here we got the big fun twist tie set up on this thing. Oh. Okay. When they twist ties these animals in, man, they do a number on them. You gotta go one way, then back over another way. Because the horses are just as hard to try to get untangled from this. Actually, that one came off easier than I thought it would. How in the world did I manage that? I got worried. I saw something. Actually, I think, and I thought I spoke too soon because I thought I saw something falling out of the box. There is a broken claw on my Bodvar. And it's in the back foot. So that is a bit disappointing. So they did say, Jeremy did say on his Mythic Conversations this week that it was a small amount of Bodvars that were broken paw. They said to contact them and they will get those parts sent out. They are working on it. So, but looks like one of my toes, I don't know. You can see that toe right there on the left back paw. That claw is broken. What is up, Rowdy? How's it going? How you been? Oh, come on now. This last twist tie is not working for me as well as the last one. It says, Larry, you don't really want to take this bear out. There we go. Trish says she can glue it. Well, apparently people have had a lot more worse, and it was mostly apparently I have to find it. I thought I just saw it fall out of the box. I just don't know where it went. So I saw something sliding when I went to pull them out, and I thought I saw, and I got really worried. And luckily, it was only one claw, and not multiples. If I can just get this last twist tie around his neck off. He has been a pain in the butt. There we go. Yeah, I will have to search. Get off of my. And I thought I saw it fly out. Maybe it's still in the box. But I do not currently see it. Ugh. But here we got Bodvar out of the box. Again, only one toe. Got overly manicured. And that is sad. But apparently it was supposed to have been mostly in the all ends. So it is awful to see that it was part of these as well. She said she can glue it on as long as I can find it. And we can try to fix it, but if not, I will just have to contact Four Horsemen about getting a replacement on that left rear foot. I mean, not too bad. Like, just, or you can say battle damage, like some people say. But everything else looks pretty good. I'm not going to try to maneuver him too much because, again, just took him out of the packaging. Yeah, he does still look pretty, as Chaos says. I love the design on this saddle. Metal chain here around the harness. I mean, this guy's going to move really, really well. I'm just not going to try to overdo it right now until I can heat him up a bit. But yeah, I saw some videos about how to get the head turned a certain way. Coffee. Okay. But look at all that. I almost kind of wish it was actual other fur on here, but I can understand why it's not. But it's just, he's so cool. Look at him. Look at that beautiful bear. What we got going on? Rowdy says, it's been a rough week, lad. It's the weekend. Yeah. I mean, like I said, it wasn't rough on me, luckily, because I was on vacation. But, sorry to hear it's been hard for you. But, I'm glad you're here to hang out and we can talk toys and you can watch me complain about how I got a broken toe. Mr. Ryan Clark, roll that beautiful bear footage. And now she says, look at the bear, look at the bear. I mean, now we just need a tiger in the line. Because I don't think they've done a tiger, right? So I can have, and technically I have a lion when Leodicius, pops up. I broke a toe once. It wasn't plastic, though. I got to bounce. Have a good night, folks. Peace out, Ryan. Have a good night, brother. I will talk to you later. Yes, the bear is pretty. Now I kind of wish I would have pre-ordered the polar bear. I don't know if he's still up for pre-order on Big Bad. I'm pretty sure he's already sold out for the Isomol, the Horrors of Isomol wave. But now I kind of want that one too. So I may just, again, have to wait till the retailer release of those when ever those actually come out. Considering It's not even been a few months since that pre-order ended. But yeah, he's very nice. Oh, gotta find a place to sit him though, because I got all this stuff on my desk again. Let's go ahead and sit you here, and we'll go ahead and try to get. I don't see the toe in here, so it has to be sitting somewhere when I was pulling the thing out. Probably next to this box. But before I take the other the other head out of here, we do got another pair of paws, more like slashing kind of paws. So we got him like kind of attacking for his front paws. Got that going on. And of course, I got the other twist tie. Oh my gosh. Look how insane they tie this thing. I think that's overkill. It's like I don't want to cut the twist ties. I could always reuse twist ties. Oh. Come on. They like wrap it, they tie it all up and then they wrap it around other directions. Oh, come on now. Oh man, this thing is wrapped like crazy. If anyone from Four Horsemen is watching this, which I sincerely doubt, can you all please not do it to make it such a workout? I mean, I get it. It's not really you guys. It's the manufacturer, but oh my God, it's okay. Get this gnarly. And here we go. This amazing roaring head for attack mode. Look at this thing. Oh my God. Now I need a little picnic basket and to stuff in like a pie in his mouth. I'm going to keep bringing up the Yogi Bear references. That's how that is. Look at that. That is insane. I mean, us as toy collectors in this day and age, we are so spoiled. Like, and this is like all one big solid piece too. So none of these here articulate at all. Only part that's articulated is here in the front. But we are just spoiled when it comes to these types of toys. I mean, does kind of rub a bit though in the little chin fur. So you can't really move it all that much. I'm sure I just need to heat it up a bit to get that joint really going, but it's already kind of up there. Chaos says she loves the angry phase. I don't think Mr. Ranger is going to. Yeah, now I need a little one called a little boo boo. I wonder if you can put that head on a regular. I don't know. I think that socket might be a little too big for the ball joint for a standard Mythic Legions figure. I don't want to attempt to pop this off though until I can heat it up quite a bit, and then I'll try and see that. But I'm pretty sure that's not going to be possible. But that would be an interesting feat if I could. But that is Bodvar. As much as I would love to try to take that head off and mess with him, I need to find that claw too. But jeez. And then, of course, we got our Attlus here. I keep wanting to call him Attila. He is not Attila. I'll eventually get these guys' names right. Yeah, definitely needs to be heated up. Definitely. Hey, what is up, Yimbo? What's going on, my friend? Hope you're having a very good weekend. I'm loving your videos, by the way. Your very philosophical toy collecting videos. I really enjoy those. Here we go. But that is awesome. It says, don't worry about the names. But yeah, this guy. Look at that. Ah, man, I'm so happy I got into this line. Everyone's saying hi to one another. Love it. But yeah, I'm going to get him more stable at some point. But yeah, so I got to find that broken claw on his whole foot. I'll get that replaced or fixed. I'm sure I can find it sitting around somewhere. I saw it coming out of the box somewhere. Yeah. But yeah, so everyone, I mean, like I was telling everyone else at the beginning of the show, I've been on vacation because it was me and Trish's or Chaos's anniversary this week, 13 years. So I always take that week off for vacation. And just like I take off for her birthday and a week for my birthday, but I get 5 weeks of vacation. So this was the first week of my vacation. So it's more of a lamenting about, oh, I got to go back to work on Monday. I ain't got much longer before I gotta go back to work. Can't wait for my, and thank you, man. I appreciate that. I do. I appreciate it a lot. All right. So we kind of chose to not open up any more of the little bit of Rising Suns I got, because I was going to open up her, but I'm going to wait till next week, because I think whenever Ryan Clark gets his in, if it's going to be next week or not, I think he's going to join me, and we will open up Neve, Skapular, and we'll have Skapular and Uumbra. But since I'm not going to open up her, we're going to go ahead and open up one of Trish's Mythic Legions that she's just been having sitting around, and that is Bale here, her. I can't pronounce that at all. I'm not going to look up on Source Sportsman to get the pronunciation right now. Usually Mr. Ryan Clark helps me in the chat from time to time, because I just suck at pronouncing it. She says, you can do it. I can't. I've never been a strong reader. I haven't, even though you wouldn't get that for most of the time. But I do have to cut some tape on this thing. There's some tape at the bottom. Not so much on the sides there. Actually, is there one on this side? No. But there is one here. And one here. Oh, there was one there too. None on that end. So, yeah. Oh, we have... Do they have any more Scapulars at the toy department? They did. The only thing they were sold out at the toy department as of that Wednesday was both the weapons packs. So the dwarf weapon pack that they had, and that extra head, that other dwarf head. So they were sold out of those. As I was there, they were selling out. Everyone. Okay, here we go. Bell Lith. Bell yeah, okay, that still sounds weird. Jersey says Larry and Trish 316 says we love toys. That's the bottom line, because Chaos still said so. Damn, I wish they shipped. I know they don't ship at all. You have to get them there. Okay, she said I did it. Yay! It still sounds weird. Sounds off to me. Huh?
Proud of you.
Uh-huh. Well,
thanks, Jersey, for that. I love Stone
Cold. Okay, so here we go. do I want to attempt to read her little bio thing here? Let's see if I can't get her prey out with her little chimera skeleton here. Try not to drop everything. Get a little thing out. Oh, what we got? What am I missing? She says you did it. Thank you. Thank you a lot, Rowdy. I appreciate that. Help with the pronunciation. I think I need to go get glasses at some point. Condolences, Indy. Let me get a hack. Yeah, smash apple juice carton. It'd be more like Dr. Pepper, zero sugar. And just, I don't want to ruin my chair. I love this chair. The chair was too expensive. So, okay. When Necronomos was recalled to Mythos, he did not return alone. Loyal acolytes of the Lord of Death, who had been banished with him after the First Great War, returned as well, including the ghoulish child of Necronomos named Beluth. See, Beluth? See, I done screwed it up again. A beastmaster who commands a skeleton chimera, the Legion of Terpiculi, as well as other unnatural monsters that have not been seen in Mythos since the First Age. She resumes her role as one of the generals in her father's undead army. So yeah, so that's her little bio. And I'm knocking my mic everywhere because I do not have it on an arm, but just sitting here on the desk. Words are made up anyway. Yeah, I mean, how many different versions of the same word do we need? That do we need to sound exactly the same, that's spelled weirdly different or just slightly different? Again, grammar has never been my strong suit. So I have 2 Stone Cold Beanie Babies in the protective boxes. Hilarious. So one thing, we had this little baggie, had this extra really pliable hair sculpt to go onto the heads, because there is an extra head. So that was in the baggie there. That was attached. Go ahead and get her untied from here. Jeez. Tied on. There we go. And we can never have enough cages to put things in. Just like the nymph and Tyrell, she has like this little cage. And I think it's the same belt that's on my Tyrell. Tyrell? Jersey Shore, Juggernaut says, Stone Cold is that dude, Chaos. She was tempted to change her screen name to Chaos Zilla too, by the way, there, Jersey. Okay. This thing is like all wrapped around her. All right. So here we have her in a very asymmetrical look on her upper torso, with just the one set of armor on her right arm there. I want to say it's very similar to Lady Alvaron, if I'm pronouncing that one right. When it comes to the arm armor anyway. We do have a spare arm here. That kind of rotting flesh. There we go, on her face. And very pliable. How different is that? Doesn't look all that different. Oddly enough. It almost looks like the exact same hair. Is this just a more pliable? No, they're just as pliable. She's blue. She's blue. Dabble dee dum die. Dabble dee dabble die. Again, same kind of, a lot of sculpting that we've seen before. I do love the wired green Little skirting here. That's on her. I really like the belt. I don't know if that's the same as Lady Aberon. She's been kind of put in the back, so I can't see her completely from where I'm at. Nice, kind of really weathered looking. Yeah. That's on the other head, but that doesn't have the hair attached. So is that why they did that? Just so they can have, they just didn't attach the hair for some odd reason. And now I don't know where I put the hair. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Behind my coffee. But the hair, I'm just saying, because if the hairs were supposed to be removable or interchangeable, didn't really make much sense. If it's the exact same hairstyle, which is what it looks like. It looks like the exact same hairstyle. At least at first glance. But yeah. But yeah, this other head, no nose. Nose. There we go. So yeah. That's pretty cool. It's very, the hair is very pliable though. Really cool. Take that off. And so we got that. This is the same knife that came with the Chirel / Nymph. And probably someone else, but you know, obviously different paint. A lighter wood grain on this one. Trying not to mix all my parts together. We have this cool little strap, kind of shoulder pauldron thing that will go on one end. That's awesome. Rowdy says, all action figures should copy Jada and have pliable, soft hair like Blanca and Vega. See, I haven't picked those guys up yet. I don't know if I'm going to. I got my Ryu for the reason that I wanted Ryu. But I haven't attempted. I might get Fei Long, but because I'm a big Bruce Lee fan. And even though I did just sell both my Wave 1 figures from the Bruce Lee Ultimates, I never picked up the other 3 figures that they came out with, which were been the ones I really wanted because those are both all from Enter the Dragon. So the details are sick. Yeah, they are insane. So let's see. We got this, I guess, this nice bony piece here that plugs in somewhere. Got a little plug in there. Is that supposed to go onto her back, or is that supposed to? Yes. Possibly. Yes, I think it plugs in like, yep, like that. Plugs into her back. I don't know if that's supposed to go on this arm or over this arm. The way it was in the package would kind of suggest it goes over this arm because of how the buckle is. So I would think it goes over her armored shoulder. Of course, she has her bird here on the little wrist strap, so you have her holding it on the wrist. Or, I guess you could technically put it in the cage, but there's a different thing in here. Like a snake. Yeah, it's like a skeleton of a snake in here. And a big old branch. But I think, yeah, because you can just pop that off. You can pull that out. And I believe you should be able to take that and possibly sit that on here. Maybe. If I'm doing it the right way. No, he's not going to fit. Well, no, he doesn't fit. I was hoping the bird would fit. It does not. It was worth a shot. We do have these skeleton snake. You can keep in the cage. And there. Yep, all the vertebrae. But I love the little kind of dead buzzard there. And oh, let's get this chimera out of here. If it will actually release from its plastic prison. There we go. Oh, come on now. Oh, handle first. Come on. There it goes. All right. And here we got the cool ass skeletal chimera, which there is a joint here for a nice kind of big mandibled snake head here. Got the goat. And you got the feline. I'm going to assume it's supposed to be a lion skull. Is it articulated? No, unfortunately, those are not articulated. Missed opportunity, because every skeleton figure, in my opinion, should have an articulated jaw. Even though I can understand why this one doesn't. But these could have done something. But I love the ball, they're on ball joints here. These move pretty good, luckily. No elbow articulation. So it's very a static kind of posed area there. And of course, only Chaos would say it's so cute, because she always finds kind of the horrific creatures to be really cute. But there is an articulation point here at the base of the neck as well. But there's only shoulder articulation, no elbows, no wrist or ankle articulation. There's no articulation here at the back of the tail, just here at this point of the tail. Of course, on the head, which I just popped the ball joint. Popped it off the ball, because that's all it is a ball and socket for that section. But yeah, so this thing has very minimal articulation. Got its little leash. And of course, she does have 2 extra pair of hands, which are a gloved hand for her, oddly, her left, which makes sense if you got the bird hanging on there, unless you want her to have a gripping gloved hand. But you have an ungloved right hand, and then 2 clawing ungloved pair of ungloved hands, which is odd because your right hand is the one that has a glove on it. So very interesting choice, in my opinion. You would think it would be a gloved gripping hand for the right hand and not the opposite. So, I mean, she does have the grip hand here, but it's for the horizontal. The vertical for her left hand is the gloved one. So she has 2 gripping hands on that one, but only 1 gripping hand for her left. For her right. 2 gripping hands, but 1. So very interesting, very odd, in my opinion. So yeah, but there she is. Another really beautiful figure from the 4 Horsemen from Mythic Legions. Like I said, the odd choice was the hands. There's only one. This is the only gloved hand for the right, and then there's 1 gloved hand for the left. But that one is the gripping, and the gripping for this one is not. So I don't know if that was on purpose. Were they supposed to have like a hands pack to fix that issue? I think they did. Didn't they? They did come out with a hands pack for this, right? I had to look. I think I do remember seeing a hands pack, like a female hands pack with the blue and like all for this. But I could be mistaken, because again, I'm still really new, because I've not even had them. Well, I have to actually check. I think I did post when I first got my first set of mythics on my Instagram, so I don't think it's been a year since I started collecting mythics. So I'll have to double check. But yeah, so there you have it, guys. Out of what I've opened tonight, what was your favorite? It is a bummer that I did have 1 broken toenail on Bodvar. But I mean, the bear's awesome. Do love Attlus here. I just love all the extra straps and belts and cool stuff on there. I think his other dagger fell off of him somewhere, which is a bit of a bummer. I did have it in that sheath on that slot, so it's sitting here somewhere. It will turn up. They all do eventually. I think probably one of my favorite parts, though, is this massive battle axe. I just love the detail and the weathering on this thing. Just so cool. But yeah. Anyway, we are an hour and a half into it. I think we are going to call it a night. But yeah. I'd like to thank everyone for coming up and hanging out tonight. Rowdy, nice to see you hopping up in the chat. Jersey, always a pleasure having you in here. Of course, Mr. Ryan Clark, who had already left because he had to get off to do other things, unfortunately. Tango, Emily, Yimbo for coming in and saying hi. I don't know how long he stayed. I'm sure he might be still watching. I have no idea. But anyway, I want to say we will be back next week for the other bit of what I picked up, hopefully with Mr. Ryan Clark. I don't know yet. We will confirm or deny. I will not confirm or deny that's going to happen, but I think it will. I believe I will be on Legions Kings. I think it's going to be Legions Kings. I don't know. On Tuesday night. I don't know if he's going to call it Legions Kings or New to Mythic for that night. I did agree to kind of hop on there if they needed someone. And it's a great show as always. Thank you very much, Tango. Jersey, great show, great openings and acquisitions. Sorry about Bodvar. Yeah, like I said, I'll find that toe. Oh, I did. Just found it. There it is. Found his claw. There it is. It was a clean break, so we should be able to glue that back on. So we did find it. I did find it. It'll figure right be at the end of the stream. But again, we'll be back next Saturday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But until then, hope everyone enjoys the rest of their weekend. Stay safe, love one another, and play with your toys. Good night, everybody. Oh, don't fall over. Bye, guys. Oh, and before I also log off, if Yimbo, you're still out here, contact me. We can do the Skeletron either on this channel if you want, since you moved your show off and the Toy Dads are now doing Sunday night. We can do it here if you want. If we want to talk Skeletron, I'll figure something out. But, contact me, brother. All right. I'm finally going to get off of here. Good night, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and your week. Peace.